Oh, so what? We get drunk. I don't know the rest of the lyrics. I'm sorry, I'll stop. What's up, guys? This is Mars Sports. It's your boy Marshall. We're back with another UIL video. I only have like an hour to do this, so around an hour to do this. Yeah. But today we're gonna recap every single thing in a realignment, mainly for football. We'll talk about some of the other things too. Yeah, there's that. But today was a big day for the UIL, for Texas high school football, Texas high school sports, period. And today was the day that the UIL alignments came out. And there are some surprises. There are some things that like you kind of expected. But let's go over all that. I'll give y'all my takes on all that. We'll go through every conference and all that. So yes, we'll even do the lower ones like I did not do yesterday. So yeah. Anyways, let's see if I can do this. So let's start off with 6A, as this is for both basketball and volleyball and football. We're mainly focusing on football though. So, yeah. But let's do this. So where is it? Oh, there we go. Yo, is this thing on? Let's see. Let's do this. So let's start off with what the heck? What the heck are you doing, Leonard? Let's start off with 6A. This here is 6A. I'll try to lower it. Sorry, it's partially. Y'all can't see it, but so. How's it look? What are you doing? All right, so I'm just gonna read you off through the actual alignment first, and I'll give my takes after I read all of it. So yeah, but I shut here. Can y'all see it now? No, that's too far. Sorry, working out the technical stuff. All right, let's do a little more. All right, you want to go see mom? Want to go see mom? You need a drink soon. No, you're not really. You got that. Got that. Wait, do you have them? Okay, that's fine. Also, pays mine. Pay it forward. All right, I'm right here. Really? Now you're gonna? You're killing me, bro. No. No, that's not a toy. Give me that. Oh, that has your spit on it. That's disgusting. You want me to sit up here for you? Okay, okay. You're wasting me. We waste a lot of time, my boy. Damn. You smell weird. All right. All right. So let's do this. Let's start off with Let's start with 6As. We'll read through all of these. Yeah, it'll be fun. So for District 1 is the let's just do it like this actually. All right. So for District number 1, I'm pretty sure it's the exact same as it was before. It's just the El Paso schools, Coronado, Eastlake, Eastwood, Franklin, Montwood, Pepperell Hills, and Sirocco or Socorro. District 2, I know there's some questions about how many teams be in this district, but they went with 5 as Midland, Midland Lee, Odessa Permian, San Angelo Central. And Midland Lee is Midland Legacy. In case y'all don't know, that is renaming the school next year. District 3 has changed a bit. It's Aledo, the Arlington schools. We got Arlington High, Bowie, Houston, Lamar, Martin, Granbury, and you got Granbury and Weatherford in there. District 4. Can you stop distracting me? You don't have to sniff back there. You don't have to sniff back there, my guy. Sorry, I mean, can you distract? Hey, go get some water. My dog's being a distraction. Hey, buddy. All right, you can sit. You're not, bro. You know what I look like? Oh, sorry. Hey, don't fall over. Here. Wanna go see mom? Wanna go see mom? You're in my spot. This dude, bro. Don't be here. He's just been a distraction, bro. It's fine, huh? Are you trying to polarize against my stream or something? Dude. All right, well, District 4, you have this one's a little different. You have Boswell is moving over here, and you got Keller Schools and Northwest Schools in South Lake Carroll. I'm not gonna read everyone individually just because that'll take forever. Just cut this. District 5, you got Broswell Geyer. You also got Wake. This is also where Wakeland's gonna end up. And then Louisville Schools and Little Elm. That's it, bro. You gotta get out. Come on. You're not gonna spoil it that way. Come on. Let's go. Dude. Sorry, he was just wondering. I didn't want to get him in trouble. All right, anyways, District 6 is a little different. You have Allen. Stylish Suit moves over to this district. You got McKinney Boyd. Princeton, you got Prosper, you got Rock Hill, and this is where Walnut Grove will be. District 7, you have Coppell, then the Plano schools. Then you got the Richardson schools. District 8, you have this one's just you got Trinity, the Grand Prairie schools. You got LD Bell, Haltom, and then you got the Irving. District 9, you have the Garland schools, which is all but non-enforced. We'll get to non-enforced in a bit once we get to Division 1. Yes, Division 1. You got the Wiley schools in there. Wiley East. In District 10, you have Forney, Longview, Mesquite Horn, North Forney, and you got the Rockwall schools, Royce City, and Tyler. So Mesquite Horn moves to a different district. Then, oh my God, District 11 is, oh my God, that is a bloodbath of a district. You got Crowley, North Skyline, Duncanville, Mansfield, and Lake Ridge. My condolences go out to my Lake Ridge people out there. Red Oak and Waxahachie. That's known as the District of Doom. You might notice Soto. We'll get to that in a bit. District 12 is Cove, Killing Chapel, and the Killing. You got Chapel and Harker Heights. Lake Belton will be in this district, and then Temple, Waco, Midway. And by the way, we're in Region 2. Sorry, Region 1 is the first 8 districts. And then District 13 is the exact same. You have Cleveland, the Conroe schools, and Willis. In District 14, you have Houston. You got some Houston schools, and then you got Spring Decatur. You also have Westfield, who decided to opt out to 6A after during the 5A numbers. In District 15, you got the Klein schools, Magnolia schools, and Tomball schools. In District 16, this one's a little different. You got some Cypress schools shifting around. You have Cy-Fair, Cypress Creek, Cy Ridge, Cy Woods, Jersey Village, and Lanham Creek in District 16. Some that got moved a little bit. So yeah. So that's the Region 2. Region 3 in District 17. This is the southern. You have Channelview, Crosby will be in this district. And you also have North Shore, and you got the defending state champions for 6A Division 1. And you got the Humboldt schools, the defending 6A Division 2 state runner-ups. State runner-up in 6A Division 1. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. District 18, Deer Park, Dickinson, Clear. Then you got the League City schools like Clearbow, Clear Lake. You got Creek Falls and Springs, and you got Barbers Hill in this district. They're coming from 5A. District 19, you have Alvin, Creek. You also got Brazos Wood, Manville. Got some Pasadena schools in there. No South Houston. You got the Pearland schools. And then District 20, you got the Alif schools. You got Bel Air Heights, Lamar West Side, so no Houston only district. You also have Memorial and Stratford in here from Houston. And then if they weren't there, you're probably there to replace Fort Bend, whatever Fort Bend school. And then in District 22 schools. And then in District 13, you have, this is where some of these Cypress schools went. You got Bridgeland, Cy Park, Cy Ranch, Cy Springs. Also got Churchill, Fulshire in here. You got Foster and George. We haven't seen Austin District in Region 3 in a while. As Vandergrift, Cedar Park, this is where the Leander schools are going to be. And then including like Cedar Park, Ridge, Leander, and Rouse. And then Georgetown Eastview is also in here, who's moving from 6A as well. Then you got Hutto, who actually originally going back to Region 2, but I think this makes a lot more sense for them. In Region 4, District 25, you have Westlake, and the Round Rock schools move over there. After being the Leander schools for all these years. District 16, you got Austin ISD, you got Austin, and you got Aikens and Bowie. You also got Bone G. Johnson. That's much as they'll be moving to this district, and Hayes is moving from 5A. They'll be moving back to 6A for the first time in a while. At least since 2021 was the last time they were 6A. Of course, I further mentioned Leander's coming back to 6A for 2019 or 2020, something like that. And then you got Del Valle, and then Dripping, who just, I think this recently they announced they're opening North Del Valle. You got Dripping Springs. District 27, you got Canyon and Piper, and Piper's from 5A. You got Judson, and you got some San Antonio schools, East Central, Wagner. Wagner is coming from 5A, sorry. And then San Marcos and Sturts Clemens are also in this district. District 28, you have at ISD. You have Brandis and Clark, and you got Churchill. It's district. You got Del Rio, Eagle Pass, and you got the Laredo schools. San Antonio Southwest Legacy. These two are coming from 5A. I cannot get my words right. I'm sorry. In District 31, you got Edinburgh schools, and yes, it was correct. Edinburgh and Vela opted up. And you got La Jolla and Westlaco. And then District 32, you got Arlington, Los Fresnos, PSJA and PSJA North. North's coming from 5A. And then San Benito. So there's your full realignment there for 6A. I'll just give you my text news. District 1, it's El Paso schools. I mean, about what I expected. That was exactly what I expected. District 2, this one doesn't surprise me. I mean, that their next best, I mean, if they really wanted to add like more schools in there, because there's questions how big this district, because with Friendship going to 5A, because Memorial, that caused some issues there. But your next best option would be either Del Rio. They're pretty much south, although it takes without Friendship, because Friendship is up north. Like the only one that actually has to travel a lot is San Angelo Central, because you're like an hour and a half down there. I don't have 2 hours, something like that. And then they could have also grabbed. I don't think any of those schools want to do that either. That's a much further drive too. So yeah, I see but I think eventually Friendship Memorial will come. They're just going to deal with this for just a few years, and then they'll eventually get Friendship Memorial, and maybe Friendship again one day. We'll see. District 3, this one I gotta admit for Lido, I'm a little, no offense, I think some of the Austin schools are pretty good. I'm a little disappointed they're not district with North Crowley, Now trade off. Alito, I gotta admit, they get kind of lucky at this district because I originally had them in District 3. Like District 3, I knew they'd go there, but I thought they'd be with like North Crowley and Lake Ridge and the other Manchester schools in Crowley and all that. But I mean, this one's a little weird because they have to travel a bit. But I mean, it's good for Alito because like, who's the next best school here? Like Martin. They've had some good years on to Martin, but like a lot of these schools like aren't great. So it's definitely not as high powered districts as I thought they'd be in. I will say Alito's probably not complaining. I think they're actually playing North Crowley week 1, from what I could tell, because I was listening to a lot of the realignment stuff today. And I don't think that's set in stone yet, but they're planning to play. I think the plan is to play. So they'll get to play North Crowley still, be out of district. But I think Alito, I think they got pretty lucky with this district because they could have been the year I was born. So yeah. The district, I mean, you kept them most of the same from like whatever district that was they were in before. You add Boswell. I feel like Boswell. I think the Boswell would either go north or south. This time they're going north. And Keller's not too far away, northwest, all that. And South Lake Carroll, of course. I think they're hiring a new head coach pretty soon. I think they're promoting a defensive coordinator, which that's a good hire. So yeah, but District 4, I mean, yeah, I think that'll be a decent district. I mean, of course, you got South Lake Carroll in there, but yeah, I think South Lake Carroll's still on the table. It makes sense they put Wakeland in here, just because they probably did not want to end up with Allen or anything like that. Because Wakeland, I was listening to it on the news today on WFAA. They were never supposed to go to 6A. Like everything, Frisco ISD literally tries to keep their like they'll keep it in 5A. They'll have 4A school like Panther Creek was, but in general they try to keep their schools all, but they could not avoid it this time. You can't opt down. Wakeland was the cutoff at 30 kids, so you can't really do much about that. 5A in the next realignment just because they're probably going to rezone everything. Pretty good in 6A, at least for football. I think band will do really good too. But Wakeland though, it will be interesting to see like all the like play attention in the Star or Cooey Stadium or Toyota Stadium. Like they actually like Wakeland, they're in a league of their own at this point for like when it comes to like what conference they're in. But it'll be interesting. I think they actually got to here. Like let's see, like they got Geyer. This is tough. So I think Geyer is playing. I heard they're playing Rockwall Heath, Melissa, and Waxahachie out of districts. So there's that. I heard a lot of future matchups today. Is there anyone else? South Lake Carroll had one with DeSoto. South Oak Cliff, but South Oak Cliff's district kind of got screwed. I don't know how they're gonna do that because it's supposed to be week 3. I know they're playing Allen at some point. So yeah, they got good teams that are playing. And then who else? And yeah, but I think Wakeland, that makes sense. I predicted them to go with that district as well. I think it's a different number, but yeah. District 6, I will say, by the way, for Allen, they might have the toughest out of district schedule in the state. They're playing Duncanville, DeSoto, and South Lake Carroll. That is tough. Like you're just asking to lose at that point. And I have massive respect for them doing that. That's pretty epic. Not just Suit going in here. I mean, we'll see how that goes. They're kind of in a tough district. I will say this is where Walnut Grove ending up here will be interesting. Of course, they lost Hackney to Argyle, which I'm excited about because I'm an Argyle high school person. I won't be there next year because I'm graduating at the end of this school year. But hey, I'll still be watching Argyle. Walnut Grove has been actually an upstart program from like a few years ago. They're only in their 3rd school year in existence, and the next year will be their 4th. Because 2023 they had to play freelance because they started at a weird time. And then 2024 they did really good. They went 11 and 2, and then 2024 they went 12 and 1, went undefeated in the regular season. So there's that. Of course, both times they lost to Argyle. Yeah, but Walnut Grove, man, the fact they've become this good so quickly is pretty crazy. I'm very intrigued to see what they'll do in 6A because they'll have they'll have they'll have Rock Hill to play and then the Prosper versus Prosperwana Grove. Man, that'd be absolute cinema. That has potential to become a really good rivalry. So yeah. Yeah. Who else is in here? But yeah, that's my main takes there. I mean, I'm not surprised that McKinney schools are with. And Princeton, I'm a little surprised just Suits there now, just because that's a weird draw for them. But yeah. In District 7, Capel moves over with Plano School. I feel like they're like move a lot. But I think this is a small district. I mean, Capel is probably gonna win the district, but yeah. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they do with these schools. I think they got probably an easier district compared to what they had before. Not this is the bad district by any means, but yeah. District 8, I heard actually heard that Trinity and South Grand Prairie had a rivalry back in the day. So that'll renew that rivalry, which would be nice. This is an interesting district. Like you got the Grand Prairie schools, and then Haltom's in here. I feel like it's a better draw for Haltom. Well, I don't know. I feel like Haltom was in a weird district because like they're not like because there's like Grand Prairie and all of a sudden you got Haltom out of nowhere. But yeah, but I feel like this is a better draw. Trinity and LD Bell aren't too far from there. Uh, Trinity, Trinity's a good football team. I know they got eliminated in the first round by Lake Ridge last year, but I love both those schools. My cousin goes to Trinity. Because now had cousin graduate from there a few years ago. So yeah. You got LD Bell in there, of course. The Irving schools be interesting. But yeah. That's Region 1 for you. Me personally, I think the best team in Region 1 is either Guy or Allen, probably Allen. Although it's although they'll be in districts and all that. So yeah. The District 9, Garland schools opting up doesn't surprise me. I mean, it's Garland. They want to opt up. And even though they can't get Mountain Forest up there. Wiley East. I think it's a good job. They went undefeated last year. And then they lost in the first round of the playoffs, but still. District 10, I mean, I think Mesquite Horn actually got a much better district to work with. I mean, still not great. You still got a lot of really good teams in here, but still, I think it's better to be with Duncanville and DeSoto. But you got the Forney schools, the Rockwall schools, and then the district. Like North Forney, I think is actually playing North Crowley next year. I heard they're playing North Crowley next year, so that'd be interesting. Yeah, but there's that. You got some really good schools in here. Yeah, plus Rockwall Heath is playing. Like I said, they're playing Geyer in week 1. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. And then District 11, this one, oh my God, this is the bloodbath of a district. This might be the toughest district in Texas. You got a lot of really good teams in here. You got good last year, but they've shown they can be good. We got Skyline. I know Skyline's as good as of late, but like they've had really good success. I believe Reginald Samples was the coach back then. You got freaking Duncanville. It's Duncanville. Like they're really, really, really good. You got the Mansfield schools. Mansfield's usually a decent team. Lake Ridge took a complete 180 and actually became a really good football team last year. Made the second round of the playoffs as well, which considering where they were before is really, really impressive. You got freaking North Crowley, who just won the state championship not that long ago. Like you got the 2023 state champion, the 2024 state champion. I guess 2022 as well for Duncanville, yeah. Then you got Red Oak, who's been really good in 5A. They're moving up from 5A. They're moving up to 6A this year. Yeah, Waxahachie's who had a really, really good year last year. And they beat Duncanville in the regular seasons. Yeah. This is a really, really, really tough district. Duncanville and North Crown is the same district. I'm going to say it. Absolute cinema. Like, that is genuinely pretty awesome, bro. Like, it sucks for everyone else, I guess, that's in the district, but yeah. But, like, Duncanville, North Crowley, and Waxahachie, oh my God, bro, that's going to be crazy to see who comes out on top there. I think all of them have a legit shot. I do think Duncanville will probably come out on top. I know North Crowley's a new coach, but yeah. And by the way, Duncanville actually has a 10-game schedule for the first time. For the first time in a long time, is they actually schedule as yes, they're not playing DeSoto. They're not playing DeSoto in district play, but they are still playing DeSoto. They're playing them in week 3. It's a non-district match, which I love that they're doing. I knew that would happen. I made a prediction that would happen. And in week 2, they're playing Cedar Hill. And they're keeping that rivalry going, which is nice. And that's had some historical ties, especially when like Joey McGuire was the coach at Cedar Hill. So that's awesome. And then district, and then week 1, I believe they're playing Allen. So that's going to be brutal. That's going to be a lot. That's a brutal schedule because you got rivalries in there too. Like you have DeSoto. I know Cedar Hill's been good the last few years, but like that team can ball out still, and they're really good. And then like Allen's really good. And I'm a little surprised they're actually playing each other because they playing each other in the playoffs. But hey, I'm happy about it. So, yeah. And then yeah, but that's a really really tough district. Then Waxahachie's playing Geyer, so that'd be interesting. District 12. I mean Lake Belton's up in here, which is interesting, which makes sense. Same thing in Chaparral. I mean that one's pretty clear cut, I will say. District 13 is the same. I mean, what do you expect? 14. I mean, Westfield. I see schools tending to have to. Sure, it makes travel kind of a pain in the butt, but like for the playoffs. But I mean, I'm sure they'd rather be here with their spring schools. So, yeah. In District 15, it's the same. I mean, it's the same old schools. 16, I probably 16. They moved some Cypress schools around. I know. It's nice to like give each other a turn in the bracket. I'd probably rather them all be in one side of the bracket, but like I get why they have to do it just because how the cutoff is. But yeah. District 17, just all got Crosby in there. That's a really, really tough. You also, I think they got rid of the Baytown school. Or I guess Goose Creek Memorial's not there anymore because they're 5A. It's still really a tough district. You got North Shore. They might. I think I heard a rumor they play North Crowley in week 3 from that step. You got like you also add a Casito Creek who made state not that long ago. Yeah, they got smacked, but still, who made state last year? Like that's a really, really tough district. District 18. I think this one makes sense. And Barbara's still joined. This will be interesting. We'll see how they can fare up like Dickinson. Dickinson was really undefeated. So yeah. Until they played North Shore, but yeah. Then District 19. I mean, this one makes sense. I mean, it's pretty clear cut. I guess it's most of the Houston schools. I think it's the same. Very similar, at least. I think it might be different district numbers. But yeah. Then District 20. I don't know, actually. Yeah, I think it's the same district. I don't know. District 20, no Houston only district. I mean, it makes sense because like a lot of their schools have really small enrollment. So, like for 6A, but they get a Leaf school. They got so yeah, that one they also got Memorial Sheffer. I think they're. I don't know if they're Houston or not. I don't know. Yeah, 21. I mean, that's Fort Bend schools. You got straight to Suiton there. I think that fills in that void that Dula is left. So, yeah, then 20 District 22, Katy school. In the next realignment. 23. This is where since you got some Cypress schools like Ridgeland, Cy Park, Cy Ranch, Cy Springs. You got Fulshire who's been really good. You got the Richmond, George Ransom Waller. So that's a different part of the district, different part of like the bracket for some of these teams. But I mean, probably a better draw for them. Here's the interesting. District 24 has Austin in there. So you got one Austin district in here, which that'll be very interesting because this is with all the Leander schools moving up, Leander, Cedar Park, and Rouse, like that caused a lot of shakeup in the realignment. So yeah, now they're moving to Region 3. Like Vandergrift's going to be in there with C.E. King and like I mean that's going to be crazy. Like that's going to put some interesting first round matchups. Also leaves Region 4 open a bit. So yeah, but that's going to be so yeah. Anyways, moving on. Region 4. I mean, they're I think I'm pretty sure they're rivals to each other. Schools. I mean, I guess my old realignment or my prediction realignment had really really busy districts. So this one makes more sense. It alleviates some of that, but you get the Round Rock schools in there. I think that makes sense. Plus they're in the Austin area, so it makes sense to play them. I mean, they have Westlake and Lake Travis. They don't do Vandergrift anymore, but they still have these teams to deal with. They have these teams to deal with now, so that's going to be interesting. There's that. We'll see what happens. I mean, didn't McNeil beat Vandergrift last year? Yeah. In District 26, I will say here, I thought they'd probably be district with Lake Travis and Westlake again, but I mean that would be a really busy district if that wasn't the case. But yeah, but Austin, got a lot of Austin schools in there. Jackson Hayes will be interesting to see in 6A. Emoji, that's a pretty good team too. So yeah, there's that. We'll see what happens. 27. Just 27. I mean, you got Piper in there, which will be interesting if they recover They weren't bad last year, but they weren't as good as they usually are. But you get like prime time. If Piper's like really really good next year, oh man, like they get back perform that they had back like 2023 or 2024 team. Oh man, that's gonna be a really really tough team. Yeah. And then District 28, it's I mean 28 29 just the same. I mean I'm not gonna say much about that. Makes like that. District 30, I mean good thing they didn't put Del Rio in District 2. That'd be a disaster. Got some San Antonio schools there. I get that. I guess it makes sense. It's like the San Antonio part's kind of busy, and there's not. Uh, 31. I mean, you got Edinburgh schools going up, including Bella, I believe was 5A last year. Edinburgh, who opted out to at least for sports, but yeah, but I think that makes sense. It makes that District 31 a lot more like a lot bigger. So yeah, I mean, sure, it's still 16th, but like actually makes it more even now. In District 32, I mean, PSA North is gonna be interesting to see in there. But yeah, but overall, I think, yeah, but I mean, we'll see what happens. Anyways, moving on to 5A Division 1. But here we go. 5 Division 1. Let's go over this. I think I can actually see this a lot better now. Yeah, there we go. Then District 1, you have El Paso schools, you got Clint Horizon, you got a few opt-ups in there too, like Americas, Bel Air, El Dorado, Hanks, and Parkland are all up there. Most of them opted up. District 2, you got Abilene, Amarillo schools. We got Friendship Memorial end up in here. And Lubbock, Monterey end up in here. The District 3, you have Azle, the Denton School, Fossil Ridge. Saginaw and Sherman ends up here, which is a little weird. I'll get to that in a bit. District 4, Fort Worth District, including it with White Summit Brewer as well. You can tell a lot of the schools opting up. District 5, this one's interesting. Just got Frisco schools, and you also have McKinney North and Melissa in this district. And that's where Melissa will be because they're 5 Division 2 last year, and 5 Division 1, almost a 6A. District 6, you got this one looks a little different. You got the Carrollton schools at Creekview opting up. You got Highland Park moves to this district. You also got Nauman Forest, who opted out from 5 Division 2. And then you got Birdville and Richland. So that'd be interesting there. District 7, you got Crandall, some of the Dallas schools, the Mesquite schools, where Mesquite will be since they're now 5A. You got Tyler. In District 8, you have Burleson Centennial, Cedar Hill, Cleburne, DeSoto, Lancaster, Legacy and Summit for Mansfield, and then Midlothian. And then District 9, you have Baytown, Goose Creek Memorial. You also got Sterling in there. You got the Beaumont schools. You got Galveston Ball. You got LaPorte, Lufkin, New Caney, and Port Arthur Memorial. They'll be moving to District 9. Pretty sure were they Region 3 already? I don't know. They might have been Region 4. Anyways, District 10's all Houston districts. District 11. How many freaking schools are in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, there's not. I thought there was like 10 for a second. And then District 11, you have Iowa Colony moving up from 5 Division 2. Angleton, Fort Bend Doulas from 6A. Friendswood, Katie Freeman, a brand new school. Pasadena, South Houston. So you got those two schools in there. You also have Randall, who's, of course, 5A Division 2 runner-up and 5 Division 2 state champion not that long ago. And Victoria East will be in this district. District 12, you have College Station Schools, Killeen, and then Shoemaker. And then you have Glenn, and then the Pflugerville schools. In District 13, you got Anderson, McCallum. McCallum's moving from 5 Division 2. You got Cedar Creek, champion. You got Smithson Valley, the defending 5 Division 1 state champion. You got Kyle Lemon. I feel like I should have addressed this. DeSoto is the defending 6A state champion. So, yeah. You got Lemon. You got Lockhart Manor, who's moving from 6A and Seguin. In District 14, you have Medina Valley moving back to 5A. I'm pretty sure they think they're 5A recently. But Eagle Pass, yeah. You got the Laredo schools, Northside J, San Antonio MacArthur, South Side, and San Antonio. There might be some opt-ups in there. In District 5, You got Homer Hanna, who's moving from 6A. You got Rivera to the Brownville schools. You got Carroll, Flower Bluff, and Veterans and Wolf from Corpus Christi. And Carroll's moving from 5A Division 2. Or Harlingen South and West Laco East. And then District 16, you got Donna North, La View, McAllen Schools Mission, PSJA Memorial, Rio Grande City. Let's just go over some of these real quick. District 1, I'm glad schools opted up not more than 4, more competitive. And actually, teams earned their way to the playoffs. Yeah. Not to be locked in. District 2, makes sense they're putting the friendship schools in here. That's the best job they could do. District 3, overall, this one definitely looks like the one that Holito left. You got South, which is interesting. This is what's really throwing me off. Sherman in this district. I got to admit, that's a really bad draw for Sherman. Like, geographically, they're really far away from all these schools. Like, Sherman's, like, way north. They're, like, because they had to travel way down south for Frisco and McKinney North. Now they have to, like, travel south. They were traveling south. They have to travel south and then west, too. So, Sherman, I will admit, did not get a very good draw here. It was just, that's kind of a weird draw for them, but maybe they'll appeal. I don't know, but that's just, I don't know. I know they had to fill this district in, but still, it's very weird. But yeah, there's that. They could have put Brewer in here instead. I don't know. District 4, I mean, it's Fort Worth schools. Makes sense they opted up. Probably want to keep their schools within 1. Well, they used to be 5 Division 2. In District 5, this one, you know what's really interesting about this? You got Lone Star and Melissa in the same district. That's going to be awesome. That's gonna be for sure a district matchup. Like that's good, like a district championship matchup kind of thing. Both those schools are really good. Lone Star made state last year in 5 Division 2 or 5 Division 1. They were the runner-ups in Smithson Valley. And Melissa's been really good in football. They made state semis last year before when they fell short of the South Oak Cliff, but still, really, really good stuff there for them. Of course, like I said, they're playing Geyer, I believe, in week 2. So yeah, there's that. And then, so yeah, that's gonna be a really interesting district, especially they're losing Frisco to Division 2 and Wake on the 6A. So yeah, that'd be interesting. District 6, Highland Park in here is gonna be interesting. I think that would give Creekview or go give the Kelton schools more competition, I will say. And then Nottingham Forest up here is interesting. I guess whether or not can be 6A, Garland wants to opt up everyone. But yeah. And then they want to be bigger than they actually are. And then Birdville and Richland definitely add some intrigue to this district, especially Richland. I can imagine Highland Park and Richland be the top contenders for the district. Like I think Highland Park, I could probably safely say will win this district. But yeah. Then District 7, you have in District 7, I feel like this one makes sense. I mean, Crandall's coming from 5A, so there's that. 5 Division 2. I mean, I think West Mesquite will probably. Did West Mesquite lose their coach? I don't know. I think West Mesquite's probably the leading contender in this district. That'd be interesting. And Mesquite's away from everyone else. At least they're not at the South House. Yeah. District 8. This one's an incredible district. This looks like this is kind of like 6A Division 11, like they're District 11. You got Cedar Hill, you got Lancaster, and DeSoto. And yes, DeSoto decided to go to 5A. And I heard Coach Claude Mathis was talking about this today. Basically, their decision making came from because last time they had this happen, they opted up to stay in 6A, but then they do for all the sports, of course, except for some others like marching band and all that. But yeah, but this time around, they have even smaller enrollment, but they decided to go to 5A this time. And that was probably a hard decision, especially for the football team, because they were the best team. Of course, they won 6A Division 2 state last year. But DeSoto, I feel like it's the right move for them if we look at all the other sports, because football is clearly their best sport. I mean, they're good in 2 other things, but like everything else is in my opinion, or at least based on the record. But I think it makes sense. I think makes more sense for everyone involved, because I know if it was football only, they'd obviously opt up if they had the option to do that. But they gotta do what you gotta do, and I get it. Yeah, but they're not. It's not. But it's a pretty tough district still. I mean, DeSoto's still playing. Like I said, they're still playing. Duncanville. They're also playing Allen. They're also playing someone in the Cotton Bowl at week 1, so that would be interesting. Like the Cotton Bowl stand, so that would be interesting. Yeah, apparently it's DeSoto the first time on the grass field. It's ironic because Cleveland has a grass field as well. This one's actually, but District 8. But by the way, they made this Region 1 and 2. They made this perfectly compared to like where geographically, because you put all of the DFW schools here and everyone else over here. And the north-south distribution is a lot better this time, in my opinion. So, yeah. But I mean, Cedar Hill, I think, will be good next year in here because, like I said, we're playing Duncanville week 2. You also got the Mansfield schools like Summit's coming from 5A Division 2, District 35 Division 2. So there's that. Just like Midlothian, I believe they actually have all their opponents decided for next year. Also have, because they're playing Chisholm Trail, Ennis, and Lovejoy, I believe, out of district. So there's that. Overall, I think the Soto, Cedar Hill, Lancaster are going to be really good here. I think Lancaster get a new coach. It might have been a West Mesquite coach. I don't know. There's that. Then District Town Memorial, Bruce Moreland's up in here, which makes sense. And also, like Lufkin stays on the side of the bracket, which I guess that's their best option. And they get promotion really good the last few years. District 10, a lot of Houston schools. I mean, I guess they had really no choice but to opt out the 5 Division 1. They want to keep the stay together. But yeah, a lot of these like Waltrip and Division 2 numbers. Then District 11. This one's to be very intriguing. You got Iowa Colony and Randall. Like Randall, I think could honestly win this district, but it's not going to be easy because you got Iowa Colony in there, obviously, and they've had great games in 5A Division 2 when they're in the same district. Angleton has been really good these last few years. Like they're really good. Like I expect this district to be pretty competitive, but I think Randall, Angleton, and Iowa Colony will be the main contenders in this. Yeah, so who knows if Freeman? I mean, we've seen Katy schools do really good in the past, especially in their first year. So yeah, and then College Station in District 12. This one makes sense. I mean, this is a lot of the District 18's last line move here, which makes sense. But I mean, it's a pretty wide district, I will say. You got Killeen, College Station, some Austin schools like Glenn's the only Leander school left in 5A. You also got the Pflugerville schools, makes sense. I think they got a better draw than what I originally had than that, which was District 8. Yeah. But this alignment's much better for them. So yeah. And then District 13, you got McCallum in there, which would be interesting. Smithson Valley's in there, the defending state champion, although I don't know if they're going to be really hard to defend now with DeSoto in here. So yeah, Manor in here would be interesting. Yeah. And then you also have, but this one's like an Austin San Antonio type thing. The Austin schools like these guys, and then it was like Smithson Valley and all that. Yeah, Seguin was like east of San Antonio. So yeah. District 14, I mean Medina Valley joins here. It makes sense because they opened up Creekview. That's a Loretto schools. I mean, this is like a San Antonio, like kind of west there, like those schools in there too, and Eagle Pass. But yeah, you got Carroll in there, which you can see, not South Lake Carroll, Corpus Christi Carroll. And they got some other schools in there. And then District 16, you have, it's the Rio Grande Valley. So yeah, they actually have a decent amount of schools in Rio Grande Valley this year. So yeah. But that is 5A Division 1 for y'all. Now we go to 5A Division 2. I don't know if I have time to do all this tonight, but I guess all the way through 4A and all that, you know. But District 1, you have here we go. Let's do this 5 Division 2. District 1, you got El Paso schools, a little smaller since a lot of schools opted up. You got Cantillo, you got those El Paso schools. They got El Paso High and Burgess, Chapin, Del Valle, and Jefferson. Yes, there's 2 different Del Valles. District 2, which is Abilene Cooper and Abilene Wiley. I think it's pretty much the exact same, but except they added Lubbock Coronado in here from Division 1. The Abilene schools, Amarillo, Palduro, Lubbock Cooper, Lubbock Coronado, and then Legacy and Memorial. Legacy was supposed to be a Division 1, but since they changed the cutoffs, they're Division 2 now. District 3, this one looks a little different. You got Argyle, my school, of course, Colleyville Heritage, Eagle Mountain, which is they're coming from 4 Division 2, in their brand new school. Grapevine, the Colony, Lovejoy, and Community, who's coming from 4A Division 1. You got District 4, which has Anna Salina, who won state in 4A years ago, and they're coming from 4A, of course. You got Denison, you got Frisco schools, including Emerson, who's originally going to be a 5A Division 1. And you got Panther Creek in there, who's coming from 4A, and it was really good in 4A as well, and they're newer school as well. You got Prosper Richland as well, who's going to be in their first year of the actual district play next year. District 5, I guess it's similar to Walnut Grove. District 5, this one's kind of weird. Actually, I'll say my takes. District 5 got the Dallas schools, Queen South Oak Cliff, got Milan in there, coming from Division 2 or Division 1. And you got Poteet. Mesquite, you got Poteet from Mesquite in here, which is odd, which is interesting. And you got 6, you got Greenville, Hawesville, Marshall, Mount Pleasant, Nacogdoches, Terrell, Texas from Texarkana. And this is where it gets a little weird geographically. District 7, you have Arlington, Seguin, Burleson, Corsicana, Ennis, Everman, Joshua, and you got Mansfield, you got Timberview, and then Midlothian Heritage. In District 8, you have, this one's a small district, you got Belton, Brenham, James Earl Rutter, Ellison, and you got Waco University. And then Region 3, District 9, you have Spring Woods from Houston, Humboldt, Kingwood Park, Huntsville, then Montgomery and Montgomery Lake Creek. You got Porter and West Fork from Lee County and Splendora. District 10, you have Baytown Lee. You also have Dayton, Galena Park, who's going from Division 1, I'm pretty sure. Netherland, Port Neches Groves, who moves back to Region 3 after being Region 2 for 2 years. And then Santa Fe and Texas City. District 11, you have Fort Bend Crawford, was a new school to the conference, a new school in general. You got Kempner, Marshall as well. And then you got Gene Thomas. Were they even on here at first? I'm pretty sure they weren't even on here at first, but you got Gene Thomas, who's a brand new school. And you got Rosenberg schools like Lamar Consolidated and Terry. You have Victoria West, who moves there now to Houston area schools. In District 12, you have schools like Crockett, Liberal Arts and Science County, who is restarting their football program, which is really cool. And then you have Navarro, Bastrop, Elgin, and then Pflugerville. District 13. And in Region 4, District 13, you have this one's interesting. You got Bernie, Legacy Ranch, Liberty Hill. Legacy Ranch is a newer school. I think it's a new school in general. I think they opened up last year, I think. And you got the New Braunfels schools, which include New Braunfels and Long Creek, who's a newer school. You got Alamo Heights Veterans Memorial in there for San Antonio. In District 14 is a lot of San Antonio schools. You got Brackenridge and Harlandale. Been in City before. Highlands, Houston, Jefferson, Lanier, McCollum. In District 15, Brownsville schools, Corpus Christi, Ray, Donna, Gregory, Portland, Mercedes. And then District 16, you got La Jolla, Warris, Lincoln, Cigaroa, some mission schools in there, PSA Southwest, Roma, and Pioneer. So there you go. There's 5 Division 2. Here's my takes there. District 1, I mean, it's El Paso. It's a little smaller, but I get why they have to do that because, you know, the 5A Division 1 wasn't looking great for El Paso, so it makes it even, I guess. 6 schools there. I'm pretty sure there's 6 schools in that district, too. Yeah, there's 6 schools in District 1 and 5A. You got 6 schools in here as well. In District 2, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, you got Lubbock Coronado in there, which I mean, pretty much expected in there. But I think it's actually a bigger district than usual. Or am I just miscounting? No, it's 7 teams. And you add Coronado in there, which would be interesting as they're moving down from 5 to Division 1. Legacy coming, I think Legacy staying in Division 2 makes more sense. This makes more sense because, like, go to Memorial still. But that'd be an interesting district. District 3 is weird geographically, in my opinion, because, like, north, but, like, not quite north of District 4. Like, we'll look at the maps in a bit. We're just going to do 5 Division 2, 5 Division 1 in Texas today. We'll do the rest of them maybe later on. But you got Argyle here. I think you got Argyle, Cabo Heritage, of course. I read all schools, but you got some interesting schools here. Argyle here. By the way, I heard they actually week 1. They're actually slated to play a team from California, according to WFA. So that'd be very interesting. And of course, Argyle's opened up a brand new stadium for this next football season. So their first game ever in that stadium will probably, assuming that they're probably going to host that game against the California team. I don't know which California team, but I assume that's going to be their very first game in their brand new stadium because Argyle IAC Stadium, I believe, is opening I think it's supposed to be completed this month. It's been kind of delayed, but like I go to Argyle, that stadium's pretty much done. You just have to do a few things. I like a big sign and all, and then I think they're fun. And maybe some other finishing touches, but that stadium's pretty much done. But yeah, but that'll be because of course their stadium is pretty old. Their Eagle Stadium is pretty old, I will say, for Argyle. Like that's a really great stadium, but it's very old. But they'll be moving to a new stadium next year, so that'll be interesting. And they'll be able to host the California teams. The first one they're playing, that would be interesting. Yeah. And then Colleyville Heritage Grapevine. Here, I mean, Colleyville Grapevine's been very good last few years, but I mean, they can be good. Colleyville, I mean, Colleyville's Colleyville. They're usually pretty good. Eagle Mountain here is interesting. I think they actually make some noise in this district. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if they're the 4th seed in this district. They were pretty good last year. They went 8-4 in Flat 4 Division 2. They got smoked by Midland Greenwood, but like they're showing they could be pretty good considering they're a brand new school. And then the Colony's in here. And then here's where geographically it's weird. You get Lovejoy and Community. Lovejoy and Argyle play each other a lot. I mean, they play each other every year since Argyle's been a 5A. They play each other a lot, like they play each other in the playoffs, and then they had an out-district matchup scheduled. 2 out-of-district matchups scheduled back in the one for Argyle's first 5A. I know Argyle shut out Lovejoy in the playoffs last year, 56-0. But like they can have some really they've had some history with like they had that really crazy game in 2022 where like there's back and forth scoring, and then Argyle won 56-49. That was insane. But yeah, we could get that if because Lovejoy, let's be real, they kind of had a down year last year. They weren't bad, but like they weren't like what they usually are. They were 6-5, which that's not a bad record, but because it's Lovejoy, they should probably be better. The Community, this one's a weird one for them. I will admit, in my mock realignment, I moved in Lovejoy and Community just because the other district I had was overflowing. I wasn't even where I originally put them, but then they put them in with Argyle and all that, and then here they are with Argyle. Lovejoy and Community and all that. Community is moving up from 5A. I will admit they're not very good. They're 1-9. I saw their stadium's tiny. Like I don't know how we're gonna be able to fit them, but I mean, Community will be interesting to see in 5A. But it's pretty cool how Argyle gets to play them too. But it's a very weird draw because I routed from Argyle High School to Community High School, and it's like 70 miles or something like that, which is kind of weird. But what do I know? But I mean, Community, they're coming up from 4A. Like that's. I will admit, I thought if anything, I thought it would make more sense for them to be with Anna, Solana, Denison. But that's a really, really crowded district already. So for sure, yeah, that's a very, very weird district. Like it's like 4 is actually more north. Yeah, it's 68. Yeah, Argyle and Community are 68 miles away from each other. That's gonna be weird, but I think it'll be fine. I mean, Community's have to do some travel. If their closest opponents Lovejoy, they have to go to the Metroplex a bit. I don't even know if they're technically in DFW. But yeah, but it'll be interesting to see how Community does. But yeah, but pretty exciting stuff. District 3, I think overall Argyle's probably gonna is in a good spot there. And I know they have 3 other. Last time I checked, they have 3 of their 4 out of district matchups scheduled. They had week 3 they needed to fill in. So yeah, one of them is the California team, which would be interesting. That's gonna be awesome. And like I said, my guess it'll be in Argyle because they probably want to open they probably want to have their first game in the new stadium be like a really, really interesting game. So yeah. Anyways, they're a really good opponent. District 4. I mean, this one makes sense. You got an old 4A rivalry here in Anna Solana, which will be interesting. You guys got Panther Creek. I love how they kept Solana, Panther Creek in the district together. The Denison's real north, but I mean, that's the best they could do. And you got Prosper Richland in here. And we saw what happened with Walnut Grove. Like, they were really good really quickly. Maybe the same thing happened with Richland. We'll see. They went free. Their startup, and then their startup from last year, or because that's their first year in existence. Because I think they're technically a 4A for everything else, but they're 5A now. And what was their Richland, Prosper Richland High School, Max Preps. Okay. What was their football schedule? They went 3-7, but they're in freelance. They're playing a bunch of private schools. Like, they played Gunter last year. Oh wow, they played Brock. Of course, they played Long Creek Legacy Ranch. Makes sense. But yeah, but one's varsity opponent. Yeah, Walnut Grove didn't do great their first year either. But like when they were freelance. But then when they got a district play, they're really good. So we'll see if Richland can pop off the same. We'll see. Yeah. District 5, I gotta admit, I don't know. It's kind of weird they put Poteet. Like, I know they had to do what they got to do, but like, I mean, they could have probably put them in District 6 because it actually made Coach Jason Todd really mad because they had South Lake Hill scheduled for week 3 in the season, and now they can't do that because there are 9 teams in the district, which means there's only two out of district games. And South Oak Cliff loves to schedule like really, really, really tough out of district opponents. Yeah, but we'll see how that if it resolves itself. But yeah, that'd be interesting. Hopefully they'll be able to play each other still. And then District 6, you got Greenville, Hawesville. And this one is more. I will say it's starting to go more northeast. Like, they put Terrell and Texas in the same district. Will be interesting. You also got like Mount Pleasant, who I know their record wasn't great, but like they made it to the second round of the playoffs last year. I think it'll be interesting to see it, this district how it is. It's a lot more in the northeast. Yeah. Then District 7, I would have thought District 5 would have been on these schools, and District 6 been Dallas, and District 7 would be the others. But yeah. I guess I kind of see because like District 8 is a lot different now. District 7, I think this one's a good one. I mean, this one's kind of. I think this one would probably be Midlothian Heritage District, other than with Timberview, and maybe Austin's again. But like, there's some good teams. Like Ennis has had some success in the past. Like, this was a lot more like south, I will say. But yeah, there's that. District 8. District 8, I will say makes a lot more sense geographically because they have P&G in there. They probably just want to do that for intrigue, but to put just to experiment. But I feel like there was a lot of traveling. Yeah. Plus, Pure and Nation Girls got crushed every time they played South Oak Cliff. But after they won the state championship. But you got Dalton, and then you got. I think this one makes more sense. You got Brenham in there, which that's kind of far for them, but I mean, I think they'll be fine. And then Brenham on the side of the bracket would be interesting, though. They've been a good team this year. So you got Wake University as well. So we'll see how that works. We might have to have one of these. Like, oh, that's gonna be weird. Yeah, it'll make it weird for the first time in the playoffs. And then District 9, you got Houston schools in there, Huntsville, Montgomery. I mean, this one makes more sense. And you got Montgomery back there, Huntsville, and Splendora. I think that's a bit better for travel. District 10, Port Neches Groves on the side of the bracket is probably makes more sense for them because like they had to play South Oak Cliff, and like that was a lot of traveling for them in the playoffs. Like, they had to play Midlothian Heritage in the playoffs too. Like, Midlothian Heritage and P&G aren't necessarily close to each other. This makes more sense. It also puts them in Region 3. It gets them a better shot making states. Yeah. And in District 11, this one makes sense. I mean, I guess Thomas replaced Randall. And we saw how, and maybe Thomas could pop like Randall did. So we'll see what happens. District 12, it's cool to see Lassa start their football program back up. That's just actually a pretty small district, but Austin's. But I think I had Austin have a smaller district anyways. Yeah. So that many Austin schools in 5 Division 2. Yeah, he said Rouse there not that long ago. Yeah. In District 13, we got Legacy. This is a tough district. You got Bourne, Liberty Hill, and Alamo Heights. And you got some good schools like New Braunfels and all that too. That's a tough district, that's for sure. And who knows how Legacy Ranch and Long Creek will be. Like, that's interesting. You also got like Veterans and more on there. That's a tough district right there. One of the toughest in 5 Division 2. District 14, I like San Antonio schools. There's that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. District 15 makes sense. They got Corpus Christi that goes somewhere, I guess. And they're Ray's the only one there left. One left. I thought Gregory Portland was 4. I guess they opted up. And then District 16, it's the Rio Grande Valley, so it makes sense. Yeah. Overall, though, I like this realignment. I think it makes sense. There's some weird things in here, but yeah. Overall, there you go. I wish I could do 4 in all. I'll do 4, 3, 2, and 1 another day. Yeah. But anyways, thank y'all guys so much for watching. I had to cut the stream kind of short tonight just because I got other stuff to do. But thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, have a nice day. Goodbye. See you next one. Peace.